as far as talking about economic development, as far as when I was on the city council and mayor in Rainsville, we were fortunate to have a lot of good people to work with. We brought Sola Hevi-Duty into town, and since that time they've been in town. They've expanded twice, so there's a number of employees that was brought in because of the work that the Industrial Development Board did through the city council, and it was a great asset not only to Rainsville, for the entire area. And after that, we worked diligently to help provide jobs with bringing in RTI, which is a second-tier manufacturing company for the Honda plant. And those jobs, the thing I remember most, I guess, about the RTI, we worked a number of hours in it, and a lot of time was put into it, and we bought the property for industrial property. And I'll never forget the day that we had the groundbreaking. I was mayor at the time, and the local band was playing there, and just in the conversation or in the speech when we were talking, you know, I felt like there would be people in the band there that someday would work at this plant, you know. And sure enough, I go in there now, and some of those same kids that was playing in the band are working there. And I think that's what drives me a little bit with economic development. I've got 2 kids of my own, and I know we're limited on what jobs we have in this area. So I think that's why I've always emphasized economic development, because I know how mamas and daddies feel. You know, you want to keep your kids as close to you at home as you can. And I guess that was my thing. I wanted to make sure that there's some jobs out there. If my kids decided to stay at home, they could, and thankfully they have. But those 2 projects has helped a lot of mamas and daddies keep their kids around the home. Not only that, but it's had a tremendous economic impact on the whole county. You know, the thing that we got to realize, and we have begun to realize it, is what's good for Fort Payne is good for Rainsville. You know, what's good for Rainsville is good for Ida or Henniger. And you know, if a plant comes into Fife, which they just have purchased some property for their industrial part, which we help with, if they get a plant at Fife, it's good for Rainsville or Fort Payne. You know, so that's one thing people has to realize. You know, with not only does the economic development part come into play as far as your economy and what you can do for your infrastructure, but it also helps keep mamas and daddies' kids at home. And I guess that was my thing when I got started in it so strongly, because my kids were younger, and they've always been the breath that we breathe. And I know how mamas and daddies feel about keeping their kids around home.